Are you tired of watching other people build online income while you stay stuck in the 9 to 5 grind? Now, you've probably heard of Amazon FBA, but the endless amounts of advice online probably makes it hard on knowing where to start or even who to trust. My name's Luke. I'm one of the co-founders of Only AMZ, and I scaled my Amazon FBA business to over $200,000 in revenue per month, starting with only $2,000 in capital, and I was over $30K in debt. And I did this all by mastering the core models of wholesale and online arbitrage. In this free course, I'm going to show you exactly what I did, step by step. No BS, just real systems that worked for me and hundreds of the students that I mentored. Now, let me be clear. Amazon FBA is not a get-rich-quick scheme. But if you're ready to learn real financial freedom, work from anywhere, and take control of your life again, you're in the right place. Now, stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly on how to launch a profitable Amazon FBA business in 2025. So what exactly is Amazon FBA? FBA stands for Fulfillment by Amazon. In short, what this means is finding profitable products, getting them packed to Amazon standards, sending them into Amazon's warehouse, and letting them handle the rest. This means they handle shipping to customers, they handle your customer service, they handle returns. You just send the product to them and they do the rest. Now, why exactly is this so powerful? You don't have to build the customer base. Amazon has millions of customers that use their platform every day to buy what they need. We don't have to do any marketing, any advertising. Amazon supplies all of that for us. You don't need to build a website or own a warehouse. You can literally use a third-party logistics center that handles all of your products for you. Or if you want, you can go the warehouse route and build out a warehouse, build a team, and scale that way. You don't need to worry about shipping and logistics. Since Amazon is handling all that stuff for us, we don't have to worry about getting those packages out to the customer every single day. You could get 500 orders in one day and you don't have to touch a single order. And the best part about this is you can work from anywhere in the world. This means if you wanted to go to Italy, Spain, or travel halfway across the country, you can do that. All you need is a phone and your laptop. This exact business model is what allowed me to walk away from my job, work from anywhere in the world, and consistently generate revenue every single month. So Amazon is one big platform, but there's many business models that fall under this giant umbrella. Let me go over those. So what most people start off doing is retail arbitrage. This is when you go into a store like TJ Maxx, Ollie's, grocery outlet. These are all common ones that people go shop at. You find items on clearance or discount, you take them back and ship them into Amazon. Now, this model is great for beginners. If you have low capital, if you just want to learn the business and get more hands-on with things, this will really teach you the basics. But the thing is, once you start getting the ball rolling, you're not going to be able to scale. Getting in your car and going to 5, 6, 10 stores a day to try and scale and get more products, it's just not happening. You're going to find yourself consistently driving and not really having time to focus on finding more profitable products, but spending more time going to stores and buying these products. Now, I'm not saying don't do retail arbitrage because if there's an opportunity to make money, go get it. But if you're trying to make over $10,000 a month, this business model just really isn't it. The next business model is online arbitrage, which is our specialty. Now, this is where things start to get a little more serious. Online arbitrage is when you source profitable products from online retailers such as Kohl's, Walmart, Target, or Dick's Sporting Goods. Now, there are thousands of online retailers that carry profitable products, and there's even thousands that I don't even know of. And that's what's so good about it, because the opportunities are endless. You use two tools to find your products, which is SellerAmp and Keepa. Then we order these products directly to our house, warehouse, prep center, wherever you'll be receiving the products, and get those shipped into Amazon. Now, the best part about this business model is it's highly scalable. You can do this completely remote, and this is how I grew my business to over $200,000 a month. Now, the next business model is wholesale. Wholesale is when you buy bulk from distributors. So if we wanted Clorox wipes, for example, we could hit up a distributor down the road and say, hey, we want to buy 2,000 units of your Clorox wipes. And they'll give us this big catalog in an Excel sheet, and we can place an order that way. Now, this business model is great, but it's going to take a lot more money and you need systems in place already. So wholesale will probably cost right around $10K to start. Since you're going to be working with distributors, they have something called an MOQ, which is your minimum order quantity, and you're going to have to place larger orders right away. Now, this business model is way more stable and predictable, but the downside is a lot of these products are not going to be profitable in the start because wholesale is built on relationships. Now, once you build out these systems and you have your relationships going, wholesale is going to go much smoother because you'll have consistent connections that are going to be hitting you up and saying, hey, I got this product. Do you want this? Or they're going to give you better deals because they know how you work. Now, after you've mastered online arbitrage, arbitrage. This is what we teach our advanced students who are ready to scale past 100 to 150,000 a month. And the final business model under the Amazon umbrella is private label. Now, private label is when you launch and you brand your own products. This is very high risk, but also very high reward. Now, private label will cost you $20,000 to $30,000 in order to do this right. It takes a lot of deep research and marketing because you have to run your own ads and you have to learn how to do that as well. And if you're a beginner, I highly advise against going into this business model unless you really want to gamble your savings. So which model is good for you? If you're starting with under $1,000, you should probably start with retail arbitrage. Learn the in and outs of Amazon, learn how to use Keepa and SellerAmp, learn how to go to the store, scan products, and learn the process of acquiring a product and shipping it to an Amazon warehouse. Now, once you start turning a profit, you'll be able to reinvest this to move up into a bigger business model. I would be hitting retail stores every single day and digging for those really good discounts so I could move into online arbitrage as fast as possible. Now, if you have between $2,000 and $3,000 to invest, I would move directly into online arbitrage. From day one, you'll be sourcing profitable products online and learning the softwares. You'll start to build your systems for consistent sourcing. We'll be targeting products over 30% ROI minimum. So once we spend that $3,000, we'll make about $900 back. And that's bare minimum. Then once you start learning the software and the ins and outs of online arbitrage, we'll start to scale by leveraging credit and hiring virtual assistants. Now, here's how you're going to get started. The first step is to set up your seller account. Go ahead and head over to sellercentral.amazon.com. Make sure you pick the professional selling plan for $39.99 a month. Don't pick the free one. It has way too many fees. We're looking to scale and make as much money as possible. Now, you're going to have to fill in some information for them. They're going to ask for your bank account information. They're going to ask for your ID and your tax information. Go ahead and set that up. Now, you don't need an LLC or a business registration to start. You can file this as an individual, and once you make an LLC later down the line, you can go ahead and migrate over to that. Then once you're approved, you're ready to go. Now that you've got your seller account set up, we need our tools to start finding profitable products. So head on over to selleramp.com and pick up the starter plan. It's going to be $20 a month. So overall, what SellerAmp does, it's one of the two tools we need in order to make an informed buying decision, and it tells us exactly how much money we're going to make on every item sold. The next tool you're going to need is Keepa. Go to keepa.com and sign up for their plan as well. Now, Keepa is about $20 a month as well, but this is the best tool on the market you could get for that. This shows you all of the sales history and pricing trends of all the items on Amazon. You could see exactly what one product sold for a year ago, so it helps you make an informed buying decision based on market trends. Keepa will really help you avoid bad buying decisions and help you make better ones by seeing the data and what products perform during what times. For example, gift sets sell better during Christmas time, and Keepa will tell you exactly that. And when you put SellerAmp and Keepa together, this will help you avoid 99% of the mistakes that a beginner will make. Now, here's how you're going to find your first product. Go online and start looking at everyday retailers like Target, Walmart, and Walgreens. The first thing I like to scan is always the online clearance sections. It's always quick. There's not a ton of stuff, but they're always really low prices, which makes it easy to find a profitable deal. Now, to make these deals even better, we're going to head over to Rakuten and download this extension to help us get extra cash back on top of every purchase. Download the Capital One shopping app so you can find hidden discount codes that you may not know that'll further increase your profitability. Lastly, on top of that, we can use cardbear.com to find the best discounted gift card to further increase our margins. Cashback and discount stacking is super important in online arbitrage so we can stretch our margins. This could turn a 50% ROI product all the way to a 70% ROI product just with a few clicks. So when you're looking for your first profitable product, keep in the back of your mind, you're going to need some sort of criteria for your products. We like to source anything above 30% ROI and a bare minimum of 50 sales per month. Now, this will ensure that the product is already selling and the 30% is just a general rule of thumb to keep your products profitable. Make sure you pay attention to the offer count and the amount of sales per month the item is doing so you don't make a mistake and buy into an item that is about to tank. If there's too much competition on an item and there's not enough sales, an item could definitely fall in price. So make sure you have those strong criteria standards in place so you don't end up making a bad buy. Now, here's where most people get stuck: scaling. Are you trying to scale to 10, 50, or 200K a month? This is the tough part. This is where systems matter. Now, most people have been told don't touch credit cards, don't max out your credit card, but I like to use something called OPM, other people's money, to scale my business. If you learn to leverage credit properly, this can scale your business exponentially, farther than your own money could ever get you. Now, I don't recommend leveraging credit right away, but once your business is profitable and you're starting to see results and you're confident to make this decision, you can leverage credit to scale your business. Apply for 0% APR business credit cards to give you a little bit of a safety net and be able to scale your business without having to pay that credit card in full at the end of the month. I use this strategy to scale from 75K to 150K in 1 month. My personal recommendation is the Chase Business Inc. for this. Now, the best part about this is if you get a $50,000 limit, you could max it out and float that balance for an entire year without paying any interest. You just have to make your minimum payment of $500 every month. On top of that, that credit card also gives you 1.5% unlimited cash back. So if I spend $10,000, I'm going to get $150 back. Now, you could reinvest that back into your business or keep it off the ledger and just use it for traveling. Now, definitely be careful with leveraging credit. You want to pay all of this off before your interest hits, because not all cards are 0%, like an American Express. You never want to float a balance and always pay them in full. Make sure you have systematic product research. Everything in this business is going to be backed by repetitions. Do everything over and over and over again the same exact way to get better at it. Create a product sourcing checklist that you can follow and input each product into to see if it meets all of your criteria to keep you profitable. This checklist should be good enough that you could pass it to someone else and they would know exactly if it's a good product or not. Now, tracking all of your data is very important because this is how we spot trends. So what you're going to want to do in a Google Sheet, track everything you buy, where you bought it from, the price you paid, your intended sales price. And then once you ship it in and it's starting to sell, go back and look at that data to see how good your product actually was. Google Sheets is going to be your best friend. This is how you're going to manage your cash flow and your inventory. Track all of your purchases every month to see how much exactly you're spending, and then you will be able to estimate exactly how much you'll make every month. So if I spend $10,000 by the end of the month, that means next month, by the time I shipped all this stuff in, I should make about $3,000, which is 30%. And that's just the bare minimum. Now, once you start scaling, things are going to be a little more fast paced and you're going to need some help. So this is where we outsource to virtual assistants. Now, before you hire a virtual assistant, you need to make sure you are profitable yourself and you are turning a profit. Hiring a virtual assistant is not a way to get out of work. It is not going to help you if you don't know what you're doing, because you are going to be the one responsible for doing all the training and passing on everything you know to this virtual assistant. So you're going to head over to onlinejobs.ph and make a job posting and hire a virtual assistant. An average starting pay for a virtual assistant over in the Philippines is $3 an hour. If you don't have a ton of money to start buying products, you can hire a part-time one for maybe 5 to 20 hours a week. Our VA team is currently a team of 4 and they work a full 40 hours a week and they are finding anywhere from 3 to 6 deals per day. Now, you can definitely see how that's going to add up, and we're going to need a lot of money to keep up with all the products that they're sending us. Now, you're going to have to snap out of this mindset of being a reseller. You're not a reseller, you're a business owner. You're not just buying a product online and flipping it on Amazon for a profit. You need to run this like a business. What makes it a business is the systems behind the operation. At the end of the day, yes, the products are what makes us the money, but you cannot scale without systems. And the ones who are scaling, they don't work harder. Just because I want to do 500K in a month doesn't mean I need to put in 20 more hours a week. No, I need to build a system around that and work smarter so I can work less and have my systems work for me. So I see people making these mistakes way too much nowadays, and these are very avoidable. Here's some common mistakes that people make while scaling their Amazon FBA business. The number one mistake I see people make is buying products without analyzing the Keepa data. And it may seem crazy, but I see people starting Amazon without even getting Keepa, which is so crazy to me because there's no way you can run a profitable business with one of the best tools in the game. Learn the Keepa data and it will be almost impossible to lose money on a product. The Keepa charts tell you everything you need to know to make a profitable and informed buying decision. Another mistake people make is jumping into private label way too soon. Private label looks really great from the outside because it can make you a lot of money, but it has very high upfront costs, and a lot of beginners just don't have the knowledge of e-commerce and Amazon to start that brand and launch successfully. I also see people not tracking their profit margins. This is huge. You need to know exactly how much money is going out and how much money is coming into your business. There are tons of profit tracking softwares out there. Me personally, I use Inventory Labs, but another one a lot of people use is Sellerboard, and this will track all of your profits, your inventory, and your margins. If you don't know how much money you're making, you could be running a non-profitable business and run your pockets to zero before you even know it. Now, this one is super important because I see this happen all the time and people wonder why they're not scaling because they are making money. It's just they're not reinvesting their profits. Paying yourself way too early in the game. When you start making your first $1, $2, $3,000, you need to reinvest these profits back into your business so you can start scaling from 10K months to 20K months, 20K months to 50K months, so on and so forth. You won't be able to leverage credit as hard right away when you start out. Maybe you can if you have a great credit score and you're not afraid to leverage credit, but reinvesting your profits is the best way to scale, and it will help you hit your goals at a faster pace. Now, it all depends on what your goals are. If your goal's only to make 5,000 extra bucks a month, yeah, sure, go ahead and start paying yourself when you hit that goal. If you want to scale to 10, 20, 50K a month in profit, you need to reinvest all of your profits back into the business, buy more inventory until you hit key levels so you can actually take some profit. And when you do, let's say, hit 10K a month, don't take 10K profit. Take maybe 10 to 20% out and then reinvest the rest. Now, this is where I see a lot of people bottleneck. They try to do everything themselves in their business. Now, in the beginning, you definitely need to do everything yourself, so like source the products, shipping, learn how to use your accounting softwares, manage your Google Sheets, because you need to learn all of these tasks to be able to outsource and teach these things to virtual assistants. And for prepping, hire a prep center or an in-house prep worker to handle these tasks. Start mastering these tasks so you can teach people, and if they can do it at least 80% as good as you, your business will continue to scale and you can move your focus to higher ROI tasks to further scale. And lastly, a lot of people quit before their business starts to compound. In the beginning, if you're starting with low capital, yeah, it's gonna seem slow. When I started with only $2,000, my first month was only about $300 profit. Now, I also didn't know what I was doing, but I still made a little bit of money. Now, the second month, I was able to scrape up maybe 1,500 bucks in profit, but it didn't seem like after that, I wasn't making much. It went like 1,500 bucks, 2,000 bucks, and it was really slow. But once you start compounding and you make 5,000, reinvest, then you make 7,000, then you reinvest, and all of a sudden you'll be at 10K months. It just takes a little bit of patience and continue the grind to keep scaling your business. Let me show you what's possible when you follow the systems in place with these real case studies. Martin came to us with no prior Amazon experience. He followed our exact step-by-step product sourcing methods. In just his second month, he hit over $10,000 in monthly revenue with over 30% ROI, netting him over $3,000 in profits. Now, Martin was able to build a consistent business, generating him revenue every single month while spending more time doing things he loved, which just happens to be rock climbing. Now, if you're interested in rock climbing, go ahead and give Martin a follow right here. But his results weren't from hacks or luck. He followed our systems step by step and built this out to make him money every single day. The system's proven. You just have to follow it. So for our second case study, we have our student Robel. Robel started with only $3,000 that he saved up from his high school graduation party. Robel was struggling to find consistent, profitable products for his online arbitrage business. After implementing our online arbitrage sourcing strategies, Robel was able to find 2 to 5 leads in a single sourcing session, which only lasted a couple of hours. Now, his highest sales month before starting with us was only $5,000. After implementing all of the strategies he learned for sourcing profitable products, he was able to scale his business to $30,000 just in 3 months. Now, Robel was able to do this while being a full-time college student, living away from home, struggling to find time to implement into his business. He was able to scale his business while achieving a high academic standard and meeting school commitments. Now, Robel's still in school and he's still continuing to scale his business. Now, he's doing this by outsourcing work to virtual assistants and using business credit to get more funding to get even higher sales. And he's doing all of this while continuing his education. Now you know how Amazon FBA works and why online arbitrage is the best way to get your foot in the door and start scaling your business. Now, you've got two options. Option number one, you can go ahead and implement all this information I gave you in this video on your own. Now, you might make it, but you're probably going to hit some roadblocks that are going to slow you down a bit. And then there's option number two. You can fast track your results by working with someone who's already been there and done that. At Only AMZ, we have helped dozens of people go from 0 to 5 figures a month and way beyond that without all the guesswork. Now, when you join our mentorship, you get a step-by-step curriculum, you get personalized one-on-one support, you get access to our private Discord community and a network of 7 and 8 figure sellers. You get the exact operating procedures we use to scale our virtual assistant team to find us profitable products on a consistent daily basis. We give live weekly calls answering all of your questions and support whenever you need it. And you get access to the same exact systems I used personally to get to over 200K a month. So go ahead and click the link in the description to apply. Spots are going to be pretty limited. I want to help you build a business that just doesn't make money, but gives you freedom. Thanks for watching. I'll see you inside.